I wanted to do a quick video update because I had the truck to the track, and I actually didn't get any video of it. I'm sorry to say, and I'll do some updates and everything. It's been a while since I went over everything. I did stick this 80mm single turbo in here, which you probably saw from the dyno videos. All we did was connect from the one V-band to the other that was feeding the twins, and then basically all I did was cut the back of the manifold open with a plasma cutter and weld this J-pipe up and stuck this 80mm on it. It was actually really loud. If you watch the first video I put up, it says 80mm truck out, like I was driving it around. It is retardedly loud. It sounds like a drag vehicle. It's whistling and it just sounds nuts. It was too loud. A lot of people might think I like when shit's really loud, but not really. It's kind of obnoxious, and also the police in 5 counties can hear where I am at all times. That's not cool. It's much calmer now, much nicer. This is a MagnaFlow muffler. It was about $94 on Summit. It was well worth it. It knocked like a third of the sound out of it. It's much milder and tamer. It's still loud. I mean, it's only a 20-inch muffler, and it's coming out the fender, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth the price. And then we cut my shackles out of the back and lowered it a tiny bit. Other than that, I took it to the track Sunday for fun on the street tires back there, which are getting quite a workout. If you look at my fender, these were brand new when I bought the truck, and there's really not a whole lot going on with them anymore. But I took it to the track, and I had some interesting runs. My first pass was this 14.6 at 115, and I didn't even really roll into the gas until almost half track. I wasn't sure if it was going to stick or not, so I waited till it was pretty far into third gear, and then I rolled the pedal down, and I was pretty surprised with that 116. And then they screwed up my numbers a bunch of times. They were pretty light on the window. You can actually see them through the hole. My intercooler pipe came off on the end of this pass, so this was no boost. I just stayed in it anyway for fun. And then my next pass here, I did manage a 12.2 at 121, which I couldn't believe, which was retarded. I rolled into it pretty early and it hooked up in second and took off. And then we figured, we didn't even think it would go 13s. We thought I would be completely tractionless. And then this pass, the damn thing goes 1196 at 121 nearly, and that's awesome. I was on 17 or 18 pounds holding, and only 13 degrees of timing. And on those tires, sticking in second, I didn't try to roll very hard in first at all. I figured it would be a crapshoot. I'm going to get a pair of radials from a friend that are shorter and give them a try, see how it does from a dig with building a little bit of boost maybe, or trying to build a lot of boost out of the hole. Other than that, I've been driving a lot. I think I put 460 miles on it in the last week. Driving around, I drove to Maple Grove, made the passes, made 4 passes, drove home, of course. Just been driving the shit out of it. It's doing really good. I'm doing very good with the stock ECU. Still little headaches and stuff. There's thousands of tables in HP tuners if you've ever dealt with it. And then when you convert it to a map sensor, it kind of screws up some of the tables and null and voids some of the tables and rearranges other tables that use the map sensor, and then you have to make everything work with the map. Other than that, I'm very happy with it. It drives awesome. I had some trouble the other day with it, the boost spiking like crazy. It would hit like 26 pounds when I roll into it in third gear. Just converter locked, I just roll into it for fun on the highway, and this shit would blow out spark. It would just be like pop, and I'd be like, what the fuck was that? I'd look at my data log, and it would say like 270 or 280 kPa, which is high. It's high as hell. It's like over 26 pounds of boost, so it blows the spark out, luckily. I had the boost controller referenced off this nipple on the front of the turbo. Here's my boost controller I was using to turn it up, and it was giving me an issue. I've never used this boost controller before, but I've used plenty of ones like it for about 20 bucks off eBay, and I figured, what the hell? So I teed it into where my map sensor and my methanol and everything else is in the intake manifold here. And I didn't have a problem at all today on wastegate. No creep, no problems. So I hooked it back up, and we'll see if it's the boost controller making the problem or just the reference from the compressor for whatever reason. I don't know. But I've never had that problem really before. We've always done it off of like right next to the intake here or somewhere. Or I figured it'd be easy off the compressor. We actually had Corey's truck with the turbo in the back. Since the wastegate and the turbo were next to each other in the back, they were all connected and we never had an issue with that. So we'll see what's going on, figure it out, and hopefully next time I get it to the track I'll get some video. But it was pretty hilarious for it to go 1190 on a street tire. I bet I can do even faster than that. I bet it'll go 11.7 on these street tires, which is absurd. I also weighed the truck and it weighed 5,060 pounds with me in it and almost 3/4 tank of gas. So 50-60 as it sits, which is pretty awesome for a 2500. I thought that weight was pretty good, especially with me in it. I'm 200 pounds, so it weighs like 4,800 sitting by itself. Pretty cool. I'm sure there's ways you could do weight savings, but I don't really care to. My goal was really only high 11s with this for fun, because if you go faster than that, you get kicked out continually for a cage, and I'm like, man, it'd be fun to just race a truck and run high 11s or whatever, maybe mid 11, but that time right there, I can put a sticky tire on and go a high 10, which is pretty awesome. So I'll probably end up doing that, and then seeing how fast it goes on wastegate with the boost turned all the way down, just for fun, see how it goes. Other than that, this thing's awesome. I loaded up a whole shitload of stuff in the bed today, moved it around for work, pallet and huge boxes and stuff, and the people at the loading dock, you know, they thought it was pretty awesome. I think they were expecting me to do a burnout, but I'm not going to do that on company property with cameras. That'd be pretty stupid, I think. So I do burnouts everywhere else. They can watch some videos and go for a ride with me or something, but I figured you guys would like that update. I don't think I'm going to lower it really anymore. I really like the way it sits. It looks like a 1500 now. I could take the badges off it actually, and you probably think it's a 1500. But I'm very happy with it as it is. It would be awesome if I could have easily fit the 4-inch exhaust, even easier than it already is, and put 2 of these mufflers, because I think it would be really quiet. I think it'd actually be worth the $200 for 2 of those mufflers in a row. And other than that, that's it really. We'll get some more videos of driving it around and doing stupid shit.